This is my me, my body, and I assessment. I have chosen rugby union as my sport and a pass from right to left as my skill. Throughout this assessment, I will be focusing on the right shoulder joint and the elbow joints. I will discuss the type of joint it is, bones and muscles around the joint, and how and why the movement occurs. To finish, I will talk about the ideal anatomical structure for my chosen sport and how I am advantaged or disadvantaged while playing it. Joint 1. Preparation to execution. The first joint I will be discussing is the right shoulder joint. This joint is a ball and socket joint, meaning it can move in all planes: sagittal, transverse, and frontal. To perform the rugby pass with power and accuracy, the shoulder joint must move from an abduction phase into a horizontal flexion phase. As you can see in the images, the right shoulder joint is in an abduction phase when it is moving away from the body. However, the shoulder moves to a horizontal flexion stage when it comes across the body or making the pass. The antagonistic pair around the shoulder joint is the pectoralis major, commonly known as the pec, and the latimus dorsi, commonly known as the lat. This movement can occur because during the movement, the pectoralis major contracts, making it the agonist, pulling the insertion point of my pec, which is in the upper humerus bone, closer to the origin of the pec, or central line of the body. The antagonist is the latimus dorsi. We know this because as the pec contracts, the lat relaxes or lengthens. Some of the major bones around the right shoulder joint are the humerus, clavicle, and the scapula. Execution to follow through. As you can see, my right shoulder joint is still in a horizontal flexion phase when it's moving from the execution to the follow through. The reason for the follow through is for power and accuracy and a flush finish. This means that the antagonistic pair, the pec and the lat, will be working extremely hard in order for the pass to be finished. Joint 2. Prep to execution. The second and final joint I will be discussing is the right elbow joint. The elbow joint is a hinge joint, meaning it can only move vertically and in the sagittal plane. To perform the rugby pass correctly, the elbow joint must move from a flexion stage into an extension stage. As you can see, the right elbow joint is in a flexion stage as the angle between the elbow is getting smaller. However, when the pass is made, or the execution occurs, the elbow straightens, causing the angle to get larger, meaning it is now an extension. The antagonistic pair for the elbow joint in this instance is the bicep and tricep. Originally, in the preparation stage of the pass, the bicep is contracting, making it the agonist, and the tricep is the antagonist. However, during the movement, the tricep contracts, making it the agonist, pulling the insertion point of the tricep and the upper ulna closer to the origin of this muscle. This causes the arm to straighten and therefore making it go into extension phase. Obviously, this means that the bicep is now the antagonist, meaning it is relaxing or lengthening. Some of the major bones around that assist in the movement are the radius, ulna, and humerus. Extension to follow through. As you can see, the right elbow joint is still in an extension phase when it's moving from execution phase to the follow through stage. Again, the main reason for the follow through is for power and accuracy. This means that the tricep will be working specifically hard in order to achieve a flush and accurate pass. Anatomical structure. Finally, I will discuss the ideal anatomical structure of my position in rugby union, and how and why the players with an ideal anatomical structure are advantaged, and how and why I may be disadvantaged due to my anatomical structure. My position on the rugby field is second 5, 8, or number 12. The second 5 often takes hit-ups, offloads, and is a creator of play, which means they need to memorize moves and have a good vision. Therefore, the ideal anatomical structure for a second 5 in rugby union would be between 5'11" and 6'3", and weigh around 90 to 110 kgs of a solid build. This is in professional rugby, of course. This causes them to be able to produce more power and have more strength, meaning they can break tackles, pass faster and further, etc. They can often be fast if they are tall, which would be another advantage. Ideally, they'll have a good vision as well, as it is essential to read the play and make the right decisions on the field. However, for me, I'm small compared to other players, which is a disadvantage because I will not be as powerful or strong, meaning I won't be as strong a ball runner as them. However, as I'm smaller, I am more deceptive and fast, which means I may be able to get around players instead of running through them. Finally, I'm advantaged because I personally have a good vision, meaning I can read the play and often make the right decisions. Thank Thank you very much for listening.